I say welcome to my next program, guys. So today I want to talk about some stuff about my life and what's going on. And now you have to realize that sometimes in life that if things don't go well for you in terms of life, then you have to find a way where you can prioritize yourself and your mindset to be able to talk in a way that helps you personally to be able to grow as a person. So So you have to really find that inner strength in you right now. And you have to look in yourself and you have to say to yourself, I can do it. I see that's what it's all about. So you have to realize that it's much more how God's always giving you strength. Yes, and you always have strength inside of you. But you have to believe in yourself and no one can I promise you nobody can believe for you in you. Okay? You have to realize that people can say all they like that they believe in you, but at the end of the day, if you don't believe in yourself, then it's worthless. Yes, and so the thing is that when you go through life, you have to seek out things that are going to be better for you, regardless of your expectations. Okay, and now I used to be someone that set high expectations for myself in terms of personal growth, in terms of goals and everything. And now suddenly I realized that I was so disappointed in myself that I wasn't achieving the realistic goals in terms of I wasn't achieving my expectations. And because I wasn't and I see and because I wasn't achieving my expectations, I can say things were making me disappointed. I was much more disappointed in myself because I wasn't able to reach my standard of life. So the thing is that what I've done is I try to live a life now without expectations at all. I try to live without expectations of what's going to happen and where I'm going to go or what's going to do my head in next or anything like that. I try to be positive about situations and I try to be much more alone. And now because I try to be much more alone, I realize that life can get very irritable. Okay, you can become very irritable in life if you are poisoning yourself with narcotics. Okay, so what is a narcotic? Okay, so a narcotic is anything to do with drugs. Okay, so if you poison yourself with drugs, you're gonna feel nervousness, you're gonna feel irritability, you're gonna feel unsteady, and you're gonna feel unease. You're gonna feel you're gonna feel some pressure, some tension inside of you, and you want to release that energy. You understand? You want to be able to release that energy. So what you do is you try to express yourself more, and you try to overcome it with your feelings. So the more you try to do something that's actually going to benefit you in the long run, or something that you're really good at, or whatever in terms of whatever it is, you have to realize that things in life have to work out, and you have to speak your mindset regardless of the situation. So you have to realize that when I talk for what I do in terms of wherever I go or whatever I do in my life, I try to learn from my mistakes. I try to every single day not gamble. I try to not play poker anymore. I'm not playing poker anymore. I'm not gambling my money away. And the reason for that is I find that more money doesn't make me happy. But what makes me happy is when I feel a sense of peace inside of myself. Because right now in my life, you have to understand that I don't feel that I am where I want to be. Yes, and so that you get that kind of feeling in life. You just sometimes you don't feel good about yourself, and there are people out there who don't feel good about themselves because they don't feel that they're living up to their expectations of where they must be. You understand? So the thing is that it's not that they create disappointment in themselves, it's more that they're trying to do better, but at the same time, they're not getting the results that they want to achieve. So, what that can create is, for example, they can feel disappointment in themselves because they're not reaching the standard of living that they want to achieve. And you have to realize that I'm a high achiever, and I believe in life that when you achieve great things for yourself, when you try to help out as much as possible in ways that you can't even comprehend, for example, and you try to live a life that is worth living, you'll do whatever it takes to succeed. You know, and you try to grow, you try to never disappoint yourself, you try to every single day grow your mindset, you try to read as much as possible, and you'll try to stay focused and go to sleep at the best times and be much more alone. Yes, and so for example, if I promise you, people who never try to be alone with themselves always have much more of a unpeaceful life. And why is that? Because they always need to be around other people to feel safe and secure. So when you don't need to be around other people in life to feel a sense of worth, or to feel validated, or to feel that you need to be around them, for example, then you're going to feel a sense of security. You're going to feel a sense of peace. You're going to feel a sense of validation for yourself, where you're going to be the one validating yourself, and you're going to be the one who calls the shots in your life. Because when you're alone, face it, you have to understand, you have to face life. And you have to realize that those people who go alone in life achieve the greatest things in life. And why is that? Because they are people who don't need other people, okay? And now you have to realize that we all need help, okay? I realize we all need help. But the thing is that you don't need other people in a way that you need to be around them, okay? You just need to be around other people the way Jesus Christ is giving you information. Okay, so for example, when Jesus Christ is giving you information in terms of the Bible, he's talking about making sure that you have the beautiful information to really live life on a consistent basis with yourself, to understand what you need about life and what you want to really accomplish for yourself. Do you understand? So really try to never be ignorant with yourself. Try to every single day explain as much as possible in regards to helping yourself to secure a foundation of life where you can actually do your work, where you can be yourself, where you can help yourself to recognize everything that you need in terms of life, where you just understand yourself, and you understand where you want to go, you understand all your feelings, okay? And now, when you understand your feelings, there's a certain direction you go in, and there's a certain feeling that you need to understand, where you need to be able to never label anything. Never label your emotions. Never label anything as hypothetical or anything like that. And you have to realize that you need to be someone who is peaceful with the person you are. But right now in my life, I don't feel peaceful with the person I am because of the habits that I have in my life. And now, what kind of habits is that? I realize it's much more got to do with narcotics and also eating certain foods, or nothing else. In a sense, so the thing is that when when you go a certain direction in life, you have to really be much more straightforward with the way you are thinking. So you have to understand that most of life is not going to be there for you. And most of life doesn't owe you anything. I promise you, nothing in life owes you nothing about life. So the thing is that you have to realize that money will never make you more happy. Okay? What makes you happy is service. So the more service you give into the world of some kind, you're giving service of peace, of love, of gratitude for your life every single day. And just recently, for example, I was driving my car and I was looking at this lady driving straight. She was driving straight, but she was on another road. She was on the side of the road somewhere. And she didn't go straight. She was trying to turn left or to go straight. And I was looking at her and I was wondering, is she going to go straight or is she going to turn left into that side road? So she turned left into the side road, and then I looked right and there was a car coming my way. And I realized that the car wasn't, let's say, too close to me for me to have a car crash. So I turned right into the lane. And what I didn't look at is the left side. I didn't pay attention to the left side. And if it was 2 seconds, much more, where I pressed the gas 2 seconds later to go into the lane, I would have hit this guy. And that just goes to show that if you don't look left and right while you drive, and that if you're not concentrating on your own business and what you want out of life, that you can cause an accident and you can kill someone. So the thing is that there's a lot of people out there who wonder about what I do and stuff like that. And you have to realize that it's much more how I am a life coach. I'm a music producer. That's what I do. And when I don't do that, I don't feel myself. I don't feel that I've been contributing in some kind of way when I don't do my work. So life coaching and music production is who I am. And now I'm not qualified for anything, okay? But I'm qualified to be in life. And now I don't have a qualification of any kind. But the thing is that I just want to teach my experience. And now when I teach my experience, people learn from it. You learn from experiences. And that's the whole point of life, isn't it? I say you have to practice, and you have to practice something in regards to helping yourself figure a way out. You understand? To figure something out for yourself. So recently, it's been a couple of weeks now since it's been 1 week since my house burned down. And I was cooking a meal recently on the stove, okay? And I went to watch a soccer match, and I put everything in the sink. I didn't leave anything on the stove. But I'm not sure if I left the stove on or not. And after I heard some crackling noises I heard some crackling noises at first. I thought it was the dog hitting the door on outside in the backyard, but I wasn't sure. And then I heard some more crackling noises, and then I opened the kitchen door to see a fire, 1 meter times 1 meter square meter, 1 times square meter fire, and it was really blowing up into the roof. And you have to realize that this fire, I could not stop it because there was too much going on. And it wasn't a small fire, but it wasn't a very large fire, but it was a very fierce fire. And now I have this emotion about this fire. And now it's changed everything about my life now. Because I'm currently living in a hotel with my dad. And we lost around $10,000 in stuff and memories in that house. So you have to realize now, since we have to move into a new area with a new house and stuff like that, I realize luckily that it's housing commission house, and then that it's not our house that we bought with our own money. But the thing is that I didn't want this to happen, and I had no intentions of burning the house. I never did try to purposefully burn the house down. But now, since my circumstances have changed, for example, I realize that you have to realize why I'm talking about this, because it's just going to help you to see what exactly is happening in my life. So you have to realize that things about personal experiences and where you've been and what you've been doing happens to be something that you have to be grateful for. But the thing is that when you are someone who is a survivor of a fire in your house, and you experience something of nature where you experience a fire, and for example, you experience a fire and you realize that something's happening in the kindest regard for yourself and other people, you have to realize that things are going to help you to explain what's happening and what's controlling you and what's not. Okay, so you have to realize that you have to do better, and you have to really be straightforward with everything, okay? And that's the whole point. You have to understand that it's much more how no matter what happens, something's going to happen, okay? And you have to be prepared for it. So when things don't happen according to plan, you have to make new plans, and you have to do something that's totally new that you've never done before.